All right. What would you like to ask me then, Marina?
I would like to ask you about the priesthood and how somebody who has a very um, stable sexual interest decide to become a priest. Like what's in your head? So you
Oh,
like
don't forget, I was only 11 years old when I went to the seminary. I was very young,
okay
and
then.
I was
Okay.
from at the seminary studying to be a priest from when I was aged 11 through till 16. So I was there for
11 till
about five,
16.
6 years.
This is and why is it your parents? Parents.
What about my parents?
Did they wanted to
No, no. The reason I wanted to go to the seminary is very simple. One of my friends in my class wanted to be a priest,
mm-hmm.
and I saw all the fuss that was made over him. Oh, he's going to be a priest, and everyone at the school were fussing over him. I thought, I want that. I'd like to be fussed over. So I went home one day and told my mum, "Oh, just like Kevin, I'd like to be a priest as well, mum." And she went, "Oh, she's Irish, you see, or was Irish." And she went, "Oh, that's great."
And the
So she
fuss
went
has
along to the,
started
and then of
immediately.
course it went on,
Immediately.
and I just went along with it. But to be fair, out of the 5 years I was at the seminary, I can only honestly say probably for 1 month I wanted to be a priest. The rest
Mhm.
of the time I was just having a good time playing football, all my friends, swimming, lessons, exams, the usual things that school children do. But we did a lot more things there, like going to church, getting up very early at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we had what's called a great silence. You're not allowed to talk to anyone after 6 p.m. in the evening. So it was very much like a monastery, and we were there, lived there, and then the parents came to collect you for Christmas. We never went home for Christmas Day, for example. We went home on the 27th of December because we had all the Christmas services, and the people who looked after us were nuns. They did all our laundry, our washing, and did our cooking. They had it wasn't just nuns; it was other ladies as well, but mostly nuns. And one day, and we were friendly with the nuns. We used to say, "Hello, sister." So they were always very nice. But most of them were, reasonably elderly. And this young nun joined as a novice. She was like 19, and I was 16. And we got friendly. And it was in the countryside, beautiful grounds. We had a lake, woods, and we used to wander, like weather like today. Me and her used to wander off, talking about things in general, religion, what we were doing, what normal things. And we used to go and sit by the lake on a bench and just chat. But one day she held my hand. She just grasped my hand. And I looked at her and I said, "We're getting very friendly now, aren't we?" Her name was Sister Joseph. Now, I know it's a man's name, but that's what they had, Sister Joseph, right? She was a trainee nun. And she went, "Yeah." And then I put my
So there was
I put my hand round her, arm
Sister
round her, and
Michael,
yeah,
Sister
and
Stephen.
she sort of leaned in towards me, and we kissed. All right,
Okay.
and we liked what we did, and for weeks after that, we were making these meetings, and we would go down to the lake, or we'd go somewhere else, and we'd talk. And she told me very much she wanted to have sex. She was a young woman, and I was a young boy. And I said, I didn't know anything about sex. I mean, really, I've been in seminary, locked away, had no sex. I didn't even know what masturbation was, because we were told to wear swimming trunks in the bath. So we weren't tempted to do masturbation. That's what. So anyway, but me and Sister Joseph were seen one day by the lake by a priest. We didn't see him, and we were kissing. And he told the rector, the headmaster. We were called up before. I was called up to the headmaster. She was called up to the top nun, and we were both expelled. She was thrown out, and I was thrown out.
And did you have sex?
No, never had sex.
Oh,
Most we ever did was kiss.
so but after you were expelled, you have no I like kind of if we are expelled that maybe let's fuck or we were too
No,
upset.
she went. She lived in north of England, and don't forget, this was the '60s, right? Homosexuality was illegal, right? At one debate in the seminary, one of my friends, who was much more advanced than any of us, mentioned transphobia, trans, people with people having change of sex, and all the priests, he was put into, he was really condemned for just saying that. That was the attitude we had at the time. And I didn't know anything about sex, very little about it. And my parents never explained it to me properly. And I had to find out, like a lot of people, by asking friends, what do you do and everything. And we said goodbye, me and Sister Joseph. She was wearing a normal clothes, which I'd never seen her wear normal women's clothes. And her parents had come to pick her up as well. So we had a little kiss, and that was it. I never saw her again. And my dad picked me up. We went home, and then I went to a normal school after that, and then on to university.
Have you filmed any church content? You did, right?
She doesn't know about my fetish.
I know, but I've seen it on Adult
No, you
Photo.
haven't seen it. Oh, have you? Maybe you've seen it on Adult
On
Photo.
Adult Photo,
What's my fetish then? Can you guess?
There was some nuns and crosses and yeah.
That's stayed with me ever since, you see.
Oh.
I've got two fetishes. And if you look around my flat, you'll see what the nun thing isn't very obvious here. But the other fetish, which is probably my biggest fetish, is visible in this flat. If you look around, it's not easily visible. If I look behind you now, look at these pictures. Not the one in the middle, the two either
you mean
side.
Shoes.
Shoes, exactly. Female shoes. Boots, shoes, everything. I've had a big fetish for female foot. If you look, there's a glass shoe up there, there's shoes over there, there's shoes up on my desk. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I got too lazy to bring shoes. I told Eddie that I'm going to bring shoes, but instead I put on the
You told Eddie?
Yeah,
I sent a picture of you.
I told
What,
Eddie
washing shoes?
I'm going to...
So you have told her a few things. You have told her, Eddie. I asked you if you told her anything about me. She already knows, so she now knows.
I didn't tell her, it was just a picture.
So yeah, a lot of nuns or nun-themed things creep into my work. And the one you saw on Adult Folio was a big shoot I did in Birmingham with about 8 girls, all dressed up as nuns. And that was my biggest nun shoot. I've done a lot of other shoots where girls dress up as nuns, masturbate with a cross. So it's pretty blasphemous. But
And what do you think about Eddie's this church scene that he filmed?
which one? Is that the one opposite you? The one near you?
Have you seen it?
I don't think I've...
Oh, he has filmed it, I know.
He was fucking in the church.
In the church? Were you fucking in the actual church itself?
Yes.
How did you get around that?
It's just...
No, tell me, how did you get around that?
Shocking.
It's just a spur of the
You
moment.
didn't ask anyone to do it, did you? No, you just went in there.
No.
It's just a spur of the moment. The girl, it was one of her top fantasies.
But did you have a lookout outside? That is really risky, mate. Very too risky. If I didn't have a lookout,
Listen. On the video.
what happens if somebody came in?
A snippet from her. There was a noise. Oh, there's a lot of noises in the church. She goes,
That's you.
and I thought, oh, a little snippet from the church.
We were going to shoot in that church, weren't we? When we did that shoot with Olga, and she was in a bad mood, wasn't she? Remember,
Yeah.
she put a girl in hospital,
Well, oh yeah, that's right.
and it was the end of her tour.
Yeah.
And I'd written it into the brief. We're going to shoot. Well, we don't want to shoot in the church. We're going to shoot in the graveyard area, right? And she changed her mind on the spot. I'm not going there. I'm not going. She'd had the brief ages, so she read that church, but then she changed her mind on the day. Said, I'm not going to shoot in there. You know, I respect that. If it's, you know, tell me when you see the brief, say I'm not going to shoot in a church. I'm a religious person. I don't want to shoot in the church. You know, religious, but I shoot porn. You know, but you know, I respect everyone's opinions about that. But and she changed her mind, so we didn't. Actually, it was good we didn't, because we didn't have enough time, did we? At the end of the day, we were rushing.
Drone was as well.
We had the drone on. We were shooting with a drone that day. You know, drone flying around. Noisiest drone ever heard, haven't we? Your neighbours complained, didn't they?
I know. Well, I mean, I think the fence was here, and the wind caught it, and it went over there, and they were nosy as hell, you know, whatever. And they came round it now.
But it was such a noisy drone, wasn't it? Yeah, but they're not that noisy now. They get ones that are fairly quiet. I've seen them flying around. I don't even hear them now. Really scary. Anyway, sorry. Go back to I was chucked out of the seminary, went to a normal school, and then went on to university.
Would you like to shoot in the church?
What would I like to shoot?
Would you like to shoot in?
Absolutely, I'd give anything to shoot in a church, especially a nun. If you were dressed up as a nun,
In a church.
in a church. That would be perfect.
Okay,
Even
okay.
if you weren't
So,
fucked,
so
even if you did masturbation, the solo scene, you know, sitting there. You know,
Have you
but
never done one then?
I've never shot in any church. Full
so
stop.
he kind of
Well, I haven't
he
found.
made a dream come true.
I want to shoot in a graveyard, but the only graveyard you can shoot in with no problem is one at Barnes, because the council don't own it. Anyone can wander in. It's huge, but it's getting over to Barnes on a nice sunny day when it's warm. You know, if you shoot outdoors, you don't want to shoot in the fucking rain or when it's freezing. You want to shoot. You know, I've shot loads in the woods and so on. I always have lookouts. I always have people keeping a lookout for me, because if you're shooting girls with no clothes on, but when I shot Harley Sin, just me and her. And Harley Sin was a very big fetish model. She's in Australia now. And we went out to the woods to shoot, and we had all these dog walkers walking past, and she was dressed up as a fairy with wings and everything. And they were saying, "Oh, what's going on here then?" Like, any of your business? You know?
Really?
I said, "I'm a photographer doing a shoot." "Oh, can I watch?" I'd rather you didn't, you know. "Oh, but this is a public area." So, you know, there's idiots out there. They just think, you know, just because they're out there and two people are doing something a bit unusual, they think they can hang around and watch it. But I love shooting in the open. But church would be probably top of my list.
Yeah, well, that was her fantasy, and I said to her, because we were out just for a walk, and I said, "Oh, we'll shoot in the church."
Who was this? Who was this girl?
Scarlett.
Oh, Scarlett.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I've heard. Yeah. And you were passing the church.
Well, no, and I said to her, we can shoot in the church. And I didn't realise at the time, but she wasn't believing me. So
I wouldn't
got to
believe.
the church, went in, and she goes, "Ah."
So you got your trousers off, did you, and fucked her?
Serious exhibitionist.
And did you fuck her in the church?
Yeah. And we went to the field, just out for a walk, having a break. Went to the field, and she's stripping off and running around. And there's like footpaths, like you.
Well, it's like Eva Johnson did. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So serious exhibition is like really.
She loved it. Outside she was in her element.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the field.
But I think that's far too risky. If you, particularly if you didn't have a lookout. If you did, anybody could have walked. I'm not having a go, but I just think that's something I'd never do, ever.
And this church was like about
and it's a
15 minutes walk from his house.
The other
2 minutes.
My religious background does.
You went in there.
I've been there, yes.
Yeah, that's where his mum's buried.
And how immoral.
I'm worse than you, Marina, with bad stuff.
No, I admire that. I'm like thinking that he's one of
I suppose in a way, my
this is one of the
my religious background does come to the surface a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't fuck in a church, but it's still there. I'm a Catholic, you see, and although I'm not a practicing Catholic, when I find that people, I'm not putting this in context, abuse a religion, you know, that because I can't. If Eddie had filmed that and put it up on a platform and got the model releases signed, it's very unlikely. In fact, it's impossible that channel OnlyFans and other sites would accept it.
Where did you put it?
I put it on ManyVids.
ManyVids.
Oh, no, ManyVids is different.
Oh.
ManyVids is an exception. You can put most stuff up on it, although they did reject a video of mine, and I was quite surprised because I shot Epiphany and Ruby dressed as nuns, and they said, "What can we do?" I said, "Just do whatever you want." I wasn't going to say, "Must do this and must do that." And they got their crucifixes off and started masturbating with these crucifixes. And not only that, they had a rosary. You know what a rosary is? Do you know what a rosary is? It's got little beads on it and got a cross. They got this off their heads, and they were like using it on their pussy. That video got banned because even ManyVids wouldn't accept that one. So I thought, I can't even edit this down to like 5 minutes now, because all they're doing all day for half an hour is basically doing blasphemous things. But Fab House wouldn't accept it either. They wouldn't accept anything like that. Anything, understandably, if it affects religious people, right? Because they don't mind young nurses, they don't mind young teachers, things like that, you know, all in vulnerable jobs, but they don't want nuns, because nuns is a religious thing, and religion is the biggest curse on the adult industry. As you know, a few years ago, MasterCard, and that's why OnlyFans had a big revolution, MasterCard said, we're going to take away all your payment processing unless you do this. Because Pornhub was the biggest criminal, and still is actually, in the industry. They were putting up trafficked videos, child videos. You could send a video up to Pornhub and it'd be live within 5 minutes, and it would be illegal stuff. And there was zillions. I think they had about 20 million videos on there. And then MasterCard, thanks to the religious right, put the pressure on MasterCard to come after Pornhub and other sites, but Pornhub mainly. And they came after them. Pornhub shut down for a while and removed something like 2/3 of the videos they've got on their site. And now you can't put anything on Pornhub unless you show model releases and things like that.
I actually remember this happening with my videos, because some of my videos were too hardcore. And if you're saying no, please stop in the videos, they're kind of already not suitable.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those, Marina, similar to that, where I've said in the script, I want you to say, like, oh God, stop this. But the other performer carries on, because the one thing when I'm performing, the one thing that girls like that really works on screen, I've got a bit, you know what a doxy wand is? Big doxy wand. I've got one of these, and girls here, and we go through all through the sex toys. But when we reach the wand, the biggest sex toy of all, I'm keeping it on their pussy, right? And because they tell me it's all planned out. You say stop, and I say no, I'm carrying on. I want to see you squirt, and I'm carrying on. And they love it, and eventually they're saying stop, but I'm carrying on. And next minute, whoa, all the squirting happens, and that's the end of the film. And I put that up on not many vids, but various other sites, clips for sale. Oh no, we can't have that because the person's saying stop and you don't stop, or similar words. And I thought, oh, fucking great. So.
Yeah, just like, what are you doing to my dreams?
And this trans girl idea, Jen B. She was sitting there dressed as a schoolgirl, and I was the daddy figure in it. I come in and say, I've got some presents for you. She went, oh, Daddy, what have you got for me? I said, I've got some lollipops. She went, oh. I said, take a pick. She went, oh, thank you, Daddy. She's licking on this lollipop. I said, so what have you done today? She said, oh, I've been teasing the guys. This woman is a trans girl, 28, right? And then we do a sex scene. And it was rejected because they said she looks under 18 to start with, and she's acting like a child. And I thought, there's acting like a child, not being. That's what acting's all about. You pretend you're somebody else, and they didn't accept it because it's too. And also, I've had videos banned because I have a teddy bear in the background. Right, I did a big Dom's fetish scene with Ruby and Bella and Kate there, and there's this huge teddy bear, big massive teddy bear. It's on the bed, and of course they did use it, to be fair, but Epiphany. Oh, there's the teddy bear.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've said no, it's associated with children's toys. We can't.
Yes.
I found this on the sofa. This is a pill. Is that a mint, Marina? Is that a mint? I found it on the sofa.
It's my caffeine. It's my caffeine tablet. I need to take it before yoga. It's mine.
I do yoga now as well. I'm doing yin yoga.
Yin yoga, good.
It's a nice, easy one for me.
Yin yoga, yes. We finish. Yes, it's a lying yoga.
And it was Tamsin who got me into that, because Tamsin's a model. Who's a friend of mine, and
she became lovely.
Do you know Tamsin?
I just was subscribed to her.
Oh, on OnlyFans?
No, she's like chatty. No, on her Instagram.
Oh, on Instagram, okay.
She's just very chatty girl, right?
Yeah.
She records videos.
She's doing English and French at King's London. You right there?
There should be other one, but it's alright. They are not valuable.
Okay. Right, so it's 3:00.
Okay, I'm very, very, very happy with what we have. And because you see, Eddie, I don't need a list of questions at all.
Okay, yeah.
So